Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip here, no scandal, and no K words, no Kardashian talk, no Kanye talk, no P. Diddy talk, no tea talk, even though I'm in Canada right now, broadcasting live. We do not talk religion or politics here. Why? Because we don't want to get into a tangle with underwears. And we also don't want to highlight anything negative. So all the headlines, if you're interested in the headlines, go somewhere else. It's all over the place. But most of the headlines are things that make you go, what is wrong with people? Instead, this show is about what is right with people. And I've been on now 676 consecutive weeks on air, on camera. Thank you so much for your continued support. They said a show about hope and happiness wouldn't last more than a year. Well, folks, in a couple of weeks, I will actually, is it next? No, yeah, a couple of weeks, I will be 13 years strong and 1,369 podcast shows, all of which are available with the free subscribe on my YouTube TV channel. And give me the finger, not that one, but this one. And you can enjoy amazing guest topics and series. And today is Monday. And you know that I love to talk about how you can take responsibility for your own mental health. And I do bring you topics that highlight that, because I'm on a Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And yes, we also start with first thing in the morning, every weekday morning, with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. That is the good life habit, the hashtag Blissipline that we start with, so that you start your day in the most positive way. So that's what we're going to do. Breakfast consists of 8 specific gratitudes. Not friends and family is not specific enough. And then followed by 8 gratitudes turned inwards. What do you like about yourself? And when we finish doing that, we will launch into the topic of today. And I don't have my bell with me because I am in Canada, but the topic is the art of laughter as a tool for your ability to manage and help your own mental health. And that is because one of the things that I get to do is stand up now. You all know I've been a motivational speaker for almost 30 years, and I love that. And I also was told by my husband on a regular basis that I was not funny. And so the best thing about divorce is owning my funny. And I thought I would try. Last year, I set an intention that I hear that stand up is extremely difficult. And, I love a challenge. And so I'll be doing some stand up this week in Toronto. Tonight we'll be at the Smalls Kitchen. So any of you who are in Toronto can join me there. I think it starts at 8. Yeah, that's not why I'm in Canada. I will do that in my gratitude sandwich, but I'm so glad you're here to join me this morning to talk about laughter. But let's get back to breakfast. What are things that you're grateful for? I see eyeballs rolling into the studio. Please do put in the chat unless you are driving. Please do not chat, but please feel free to join along and do gratitudes and then appreciations. All right. I am grateful for my ability to take my show on the road and definitely broadcasting live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which actually is, oh, Canada, my birthplace. Yep, those of you who didn't know that already, I was born in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. I'm not going to tell you how long ago because that's hashtag ageless is my age, but I moved all over and then settled in California a long time ago. But I do come back to Canada quite regularly because my Chinese mom, those of you know my bonus mom just passed, but my Chinese mom who lives here in Toronto is in an assisted living that takes care of her. She has Parkinson's. So I come and visit as often as I can and bring the show with me. And I'm always on my Happy 88 mission. So take 8 Ways to Happiness with me as well, my best-selling book, uh, books, book signings, talks, and working with different individuals. So I am grateful that I get to do that. And there's no limits as far as where or how, because I'm always going up. Hashtag UP unlimited possibilities. So that's why I'm here in Canada. I am grateful that I get extra time to sleep because the show doesn't start till noon here. I'm used to starting at 9 in the morning. And so it's kind of an interesting adjustment with the time change. I am grateful that there are hot showers in Canada as well. And I'm not saying that tongue in cheek because we really are grateful to live in countries that have easy access to things sometimes we take for granted. I'm grateful for my brother allowing me to broadcast from his home computer this morning. And I'm grateful to all the people that take care of my mom, the PSWs. Thank you for that finger. Somebody just gave me the finger, thumbs up. Thank you. Who take care of my mom while I'm not here. And I am grateful that this is my 676th consecutive week on the air, that we're coming up on year 13. And for that, I'm truly grateful. To continue to do this every single weekday morning is my joy. And most of 88% of the time it's easy. 12% of the time it's like, what? I'm doing this again. But especially on Mondays, I do love to do the show because I don't have to finagle everybody to get to the studio on time if it's a co-host or a guest. And it's also a chance for me to splatter all over you my BS, my belief systems about how to keep mental health mattering to us on Mondays. One more gratitude. I am grateful for my all the great places to shop while I'm in Canada. I do love, it's one of my hobbies is shopping, and no, it's not retail therapy, but it is an incentive that when I get things done that I'm not crazy about finishing or that are not easy to finish, I reward myself. And so every time I travel, I reward myself one outfit from different places that I get to go to. So I'm grateful for that. Let's go to the bottom of the button. So what that is weight training for your ability to focus and choose good things that you like about yourself. Now, this is not an easy thing, especially if you were like me. I grew up where I was told, don't brag, don't toot your own horn, you're not all that. Who do you think you are? Part of it is the Asian culture. Certainly, Chinese women are not encouraged to be out there, to be visible, to be verbal. And I got in trouble quite a bit for that and continue to. There's a Chinese saying and a Japanese saying, the nail that stands up is hammered down. And I'm not knocking the culture. I think diverse cultures are what bring beauty and interest into all of our lives, especially hopefully that will still stay as a part of North America as valuing diversity. But the downside is I grew up also with this internal critic that was constantly telling me why I wasn't good enough. And I put this at the bottom of the bun, appreciation, because it's an exercise that you can do before you go to bed. And if you have an active mind like I do, and the statistic right now is 60 to 80,000 thoughts that you have per day, and 80 to 85% of them are negative. Hello, no wonder we can't fall asleep. So I do this exercise in the morning to model for you the ability to soothe yourself, to care for yourself, to love yourself, which I think is the fundamental basis for good mental health. And I credit my honorable moniker. Asian Oprah is what I was introduced to Oprah as by Michael Bernard Beckwith, one of the teachers from The Secret and founder of Agape International Spiritual Center, who's also my big brother. Shout out. Love you, big bro. He introduced me, and I credit Oprah with bringing the whole conversation about mental health to mainstream media. So it's not all, she came out at the time, I think, around Jerry Springer. Most anything talk show was gossip, scandal, things that were didn't bring out the best in others. And she sort of flipped it a little and began to talk about ourselves and are we happy? How is our mental health? What makes us fearful? And I just love, and it's such a compliment to be introduced as Asian Oprah because of that. And so following her lead on this particular theme, I wanted to have you practice not being so hard on yourself. When I speak on stages all over the world, one question that everybody in the whole audience, every time, whether it's 30 people to 30, I think my biggest was like 10,000 people in the audience that would raise their hand when I would ask the question, how many of you are your own worst critic? Okay. How many of you are harder on yourself than anybody else? How many of you, when you have 99 compliments and one insult, begin to think about that insult? Well, folks, it's not good. It's good to have humility, but it's not good to be constantly beating up on yourself. And I believe that one of the reasons we get into trouble with trying to numb ourselves, whether it's with food or alcohol or drugs or a partner or whatever it is we are not comfortable just sitting with ourselves and soothing ourselves and saying, realistically and authentically, I'm not perfect, but there are things that I do like about myself. And that's why we do the bottom of the bun exercise. So I did that because I know I have some new listeners and watchers here wherever I travel. I invite people, and anytime they compliment me, I invite them to the show. So you're always welcome here. And we are doing breakfast, and we are at the bottom of the bun. So what do you like about yourself? What do you appreciate is the word from Esther Hicks, another teacher of mine with the law of attraction. It's gratitude turned inwards. What do you like about yourself? So I will say I like that I am I am kind most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time I can keep my insults in my head. So when someone insults me, I don't say, if I looked like you, I'd be miserable too. Instead, I take a breath and I either don't respond or I say, you're entitled to your own opinion. And so kindness, I'm always trying to work on that one, but, yeah, knee-jerk reactions, the first thing you're guaranteed of is you'll probably go out looking like a jerk. Okay, what else do I like about myself? I like that I am funny. I think I introduced myself that way. I think I'm funny. People laugh when I'm on stage doing a motivational talk. But my husband did not think I was funny and would remind me that people are just, don't want to make you feel bad. So that's another reason why I try stand that I do stand up is because I want to affirm my own funniness and also affirm my ability to not always be successful. Dealing with my own, I can't be everything to everyone. That's a big lesson because when you grow up in a place where you're one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma, it's very easy to equate love and approval and like people like you, therefore you are worthy. And that is also a BS, a belief system that is incorrect, that we are all born worthy. We're all born into that gift of self-worth and self-esteem. And we begin to lose that BS, that belief system, when we allow those voices and allow our separation from who we really are and the good that we are. So this exercise also allows me to bring home my own worthiness. So I'm kind, I'm funny, I am worthy, I am helpful most of the time, I'm resilient. I am, let's see, we'll do one more. And the reason why I do 8, by the way, is I know you all thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese, and 8's a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune, and that is why I use 8. So I think we've done almost 8. We'll just close out the bottom of the bun appreciation with I appreciate that I am balanced. That is my brand. People think hope and happiness. It is my brand as well, but balance is such a beautiful way for me to cut myself some slack. It's not all or nothing. It's not everybody or no one. And it helps me keep, centered and really enjoying this joyride called life. All right. And that is it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. And now I'm going to take a quick, I forgot to do the story this morning on my Instagram, which is Doc Balance, for those of you who are on Instagram. And if you are on anything else, Facebook, LinkedIn, yeah, it's Dr. Marissa, as well as my YouTube TV channel. And on TikTok, it's Dr. Marissa Happy 88. So on my, YouTube TV channel, I ran out of time to put this up. And some people need a little reminder. And there we go. All right, topic of the day. Let's see, location, Toronto. All right. I can't type and talk at the same time. But all right, what are we talking about today? The topic of the day is the art of laughter. I was thinking, is it an art or is it a skill? Well, last week we did the art of neglect. And if you missed that, you can get that free subscribe YouTube channel. Give me the finger and just go to last week's Get Happy Hour episode. All of these are on podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those channels through my NBC News Radio channel, KCAA. So you can go and listen to that, or on my YouTube TV channel, you can watch and listen. All right. So laughter. So when I say laughter, you say, quick word association, is the best medicine. Those of you who are in the baby boomer group, I think you should be familiar with that expression. Laughter, stand-up comedy. I was fortunate enough at an event where I was covering the Temptation singing. Actually, I was in the opening musical offering to open the show with the Temptations, with the Agape International Spiritual Center Choir that I was in for a dozen years. And I retired so that I could focus on my new endeavor. Well, it's not new anymore, filmmaking during COVID. So I did a beautiful dozen years, still hop on stage every once in a while. But yeah, so at that event, I got to bump into, and I always get them mixed up. So Jimmy Kimmel, I believe. Yes, it was Jimmy Kimmel. And I got to meet him. And this is actually on my YouTube channel. Let's see if I can bring it up, because I love to share screen. So let's see if we can pull this up. Dr. Marissa and Jimmy Kimmel. And this is on my YouTube channel. Let's see. This is my, oh, wow, pops up right on the top. So let me now, I need my eyes. No, I'm not getting old. I refuse to say that, but I am ageless. Here we go. It's on a Dr. Marissa reporting live, and I can share this as my, all right, share this channel. All right, here we go.
Dr. Marissa, you know me as the Asian Oprah, and you will recognize this guy behind the Asian Oprah. I was introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah.
What did she say?
She looked down and said, "Nice pants."
Oh.
And it took everything for me not to say, "Do you want them?" But I didn't know, what was exactly
you can't take your pants off in front of Oprah.
Exactly. So,
Oh, well, congratulations on being the Asian Oprah.
thank you. I have the #1 show on NBC News Radio.
You know, they call me the Puerto Rican Jerry Lewis.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that the audio played for that. Sometimes it doesn't. Let me shut this down. These are the ads, but I am grateful that it does. I love YouTube because it stores all of my fabulous video stuff. Yeah, so that was a fun interaction with Jimmy Kimmel, and he is very, very funny, and he also is a very he I love how balanced he is too. He has family life, he has multiple things going on. He's a multi-hyphenate, so I really appreciate him. He also has some views that I agree with, but we don't talk about those things here. So we're not going to talk about those things. All right. Let's go see if you got that reference. But I was also so the art of laughter. I wanted to also give an argument. Oh, the statistic that I heard was really sad, and I put it on the Instagram that I did yesterday that kids laugh on average 400 times a day. Let's see if that was 42.7% of statistics are made up on the spot. So I want to see, I've always wanted to see if this statistic was correct. How many times per day do kids laugh versus adults? So we'll check if I'm I'm very close. So I'm going to share this one. Share this tab instead. Okay. Children laugh more frequently than adults. An average 4-year-old might laugh around 300 times a day, where adults typically laugh between 15 and 20 times a day. This is an AI overview. This difference is likely due to children's tendency to find amusement in everyday experiences and their greater capacity for joy. Now, this is a great thing about AI too. It sort of composites all of the statistics. So let's see, Psychology Today. Oh, there's a statistic here. All right. So let's see, what are the benefits of laughter? Let's see. Oh, I love this saying. Michael Pritchard, you don't stop laughing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing. That is a great, great saying. So I want to look at health benefits. Let's do this. Health benefits for laughing. That's another reason why I like to do Mental Health Matter Mondays, is because I get to do research real time for you. So you know I'm not making shiitake up. Let's make sure you can see this. Oh, we got to make this bigger. There we go. I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Health benefits for laughing. Let's see if there's a reputable. You know that I also make sure that where we're getting, okay, Cleveland Clinic. That's a pretty, or UCLA Health, because I teach at UCLA, so we got to give love to the home. Boost your immune system, decreases stress. So immune system naturally weakens over time, improves your immune system's ability to protect your body. The act of laughing increases the production of immune cells and antibodies in your blood, so you can mount a stronger response to germs and infections. So, okay. So I remember when I started in psychology many years ago, this was not necessarily a fact. This was a hypothesis, but not empirically researched. And so people would argue with me and say, well, positivity doesn't necessarily help you. It's just a frame of mind. Laughing, which I call cardio for my soul, it's nice. Yeah, but, you're just too Pollyanna. And I would, just say, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too inside of myself, and say whatever. And, but I'm so grateful that medical research has now definitively done studies to show that things like laughter, positive thought, meditation are all contributors to good health, physical health. So literally, stress and worrying will make you sick. Stress keeps stress levels low as your age is critical. Chronic stress, that reminds me of the joke. I woke up, I'm so stressed, I woke up screaming and then realized I wasn't even asleep. So chronic stress can speed up the aging process. Additionally, resulting information puts you at higher risk for heart disease, diabetes, and chronic diseases. Laughter helps to decrease cortisol stress hormone. Even a single session of laughter may reduce your cortisol levels by 37%. Doesn't matter how long you laugh or what causes it. So, laughter yoga, a friend of mine, Martin, teaches us at Agape. I love my favorite kind of laugh is when you can't even remember why you're laughing and your gut and you're grabbing your belly and you might even let out a little pee and you just keep laughing. And that's my favorite activity. My favorite exercise is doing that, especially with my daughter. It reminds me of the joke. Oh gosh, I hope I don't. I haven't told this joke in so long. I hope I don't butcher it. Um, how do you catch a rabbit? Oh no, I can't do it. Unique up on it. How do you catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on it on him. How do you catch a oh Lord, never mind. I'm not going to be funny. There's my fail. There's my 12% fail. You should never try to tell a joke that you haven't practiced beforehand. Okay. There's the lesson in that. All right. Moving on. We are looking at all of the health benefits of laughter. It improves your heart health. This is that heart disease or stroke. Every time you laugh, your heart rate and respiratory breathing rate increases. As a result, your heart beats stronger and faster, sending more oxygenated blood throughout your body. The improved circulation reduces the risk of heart disease. I love hearing my bonus dad laugh. I talk to him once a day, especially since my bonus mom's last words before she passed were "take care of dad." So I call him every morning, and I love making him laugh, and I love the sound of his laugh. So it is helping his health. He's 95. So that's good. Now I know exactly how I'm helping him, lowering blood pressure and promoting healthy body weight. Laughing for just 10 to 15 minutes burns up to 40 calories. Hello. It relieves pain. For decades, experts have recognized that laughter helps with pain relief. Recent study examining the effect of laughter therapy and spontaneous laughter on cancer patients reported that participants' pain levels decreased by half. If y'all are in pain by anything, I have back pain, I have hips that don't lie, 2 hip replacements, uh, you know, doing a red eye in a plane to get here on time for a gig does not do your back well, and I've been in pain. So guess what? I'm helping myself tonight doing stand up at Small's Kitchen. So there you go. Um, it may not necessarily reduce the pain itself. Experts think it may simply be increasing your pain tolerance and perception. Laughter stimulates the release of endorphins, feel good chemicals in the brain that serve as natural painkillers and influence your perception of the pain you feel. That's half. Let's see, one more here before we go to break. Laughter supports your mental health. I'm wondering why I'm struggling here. Studies show that laughter has significantly positive effect on mental health, helping to reduce anxiety, depression, and stress. One of the ways laughter does this by causing a release of dopamine, let's see, oxytocin and endorphins. So your chemical factories positively releasing chemicals associated with pleasure, motivation, and learning. Laughter may also increase the benefits of socialization, which is critical as you age. Laughter is more effective when it happens in a group setting. Laughing with others fosters a sense of belonging and connection. Even from a young age, we can differentiate the laughter of friends from that of strangers. Interesting, interesting. So, thank you to UCLA Health for that really great article. Um, uh, with 5 really excellent reasons to laugh your assets off. So I hope you enjoyed that list. I did real time. It's there, so you saw it. I wasn't making shiitake up. We're going to pause very briefly for news, weather, and traffic. Don't go away. You know what? I'm going to play. Anyway, we'll see what we play. But you just tuned in here to Dr. Marissa reporting live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, with the show that's been on for 676 consecutive weeks. Don't go away. We will be right back in 2 and 2. Chuck Willery would say 2 minutes. It's not going to be that long, but peace in and peace out. Don't go away.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my Show Central. Let's see, it's my YouTube TV channel that has 1,300 and what number are we on today? I know it's a 9, 1,369 podcast shows. And of course, my YouTube red carpet list playlist where I have interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, The Temptations, Jimmy Kimmel, and more. So please do enjoy that. You can watch all of my past shows and fabulous guests. I wanted to play the show promo, but it was attached to something else. But I'm so grateful that you've gotten to enjoy classic TV stars like Ralph Malph from Happy Days, Anson Williams, who was Potsy, and of course my favorite Marion Ross, who's now 96, maybe even 97. She came to the studio twice. The second time, the first time was the Sunset Gower under her own steam at 89, and I just love her so much. Marion Ross is one of my favorite guests, and so you can get that interview either on a Throwback Thursday series or just go to the original and just free subscribe, or just go Dr. Marissa and Marion Ross and it'll come up on YouTube, and just delightful. But there's so many fantastic guests that I've been so fortunate to have on this show. I was talking the other day to somebody about it was my BFF yesterday on the phone, Anne-Marie, about, what we don't see behind the scenes on reality TV and why it was so good for me to interview Carol Baskin from Tiger Kings, because a lot of people were like, including my daughters, why are you interviewing Carol Baskin? You know, she killed da da da, da and she was the bad person. And it was really interesting to watch the what was it? The we're watching Unreal right now, and Amory and I, and what goes on in reality TV, what goes on that you don't see behind the scenes. And when I interviewed Carol Baskin, when she told me that the Tiger King was originally supposed to be like Blackfish or The Cove, where you're exposing, right? That was originally how it was. And the buyers of the show, I think CNN bought Blackfish and The Cove, the deal fell through. So what did they do was they took all the footage and created a villain named Carol Baskin. And, all the data that's come up since, her husband's alive, not dead, in fact, on the run for, uh, crimes, and that they've dug up bones that substantiate the bad things, that the guy in jail is uh, in jail, maybe for other things, but he needs to be in jail because they were killing, tiger teens once they were not as cute. So all of that just tells me and reminds me that it's good to validate and substantiate things that you're sharing, or get to the bottom of the truth when it comes to whatever story that you're sharing or helping. Anytime I get someone warning me of a hoax, I always look and do the research first to make sure that it isn't a hoax. And 9 times out of 10, it is a hoax. So let's get smart, folks. And that's why I do my research live when I'm looking up a topic for you, so that we can make sure we get the right information. So back to laughter. I'm so glad that there are many physical health benefits to laughing. But let's get to the moose on the table question. And those of you who don't know that I was born in Canada, instead of saying elephant in the room, I forgot to bring my moose. I'll have to go buy another one. I put the moose on the table, which is talking about the elephant in the room. So a lot of you will say to me right now, but Dr. Marissa, there is nothing to laugh about. I agree. I believe you when you say laughter is good for you. But when I wake up in the morning and I turn on the news, there is nothing to laugh about. And that's your first problem, I would suggest, is that you are turning on the news. So again, let me put the moose on the table about what you're listening to. My big brother calls media a weapon of mass distraction. So you might say, but it's true. All it is happening around the world. It's true. Natural disaster. It's true. War. It's true. It's happening. We have to be in the know. We have to, keep up and know what's going on. I don't want to have my head in the sand. And frankly, I do choose to have my head in the sand, because the reality that I'm looking at through the sand to the other end is still real. It's another reality, but it is also true. It is true that there are many organizations that are helping with the root things that go into creating war. It is true that there are many people in power who are not corrupt, right? There are organizations and people doing great things on the planet to help with all of the things that are temporarily in the dark, or whatever that thing is: homelessness, human trafficking, sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, all of the no clean water. No, I mean, all of the things that are of concern to us on the planet. you I'm not saying you make them a laughing matter, but you don't have to wring your hands and be worried and anxious, which suppresses your ability to laugh because you're focused on things that you don't think you can laugh about. I'm not asking you to laugh about the things that are concerning. I'm asking you to balance out the time that I'm not asking you to go cold turkey like I did 10 years ago and not listen at all to the news. And I am in the know. For those of you who criticize me all the time, you're not in the know. I am in the know, but I just don't choose to focus on what is now in the negative. I focus on the solution to what is now in the direction of the positive. And that's a muscle. That is a strength, it's an ability, it's a skill, it's an art, right? The art of neglecting those things that aren't, putting you in a good frame of mind and looking and being part of the solution for those things that are positive direction for solving that problem. There's a huge distinction in our ability to focus on things that help and hurt. When you focus on things that are negative and rant and rave about the problem, you are actually making the problem worse. Let me say that again. When you are focused on something that is negative, what a leader is doing in the country that is horrible, what a criminal is doing to someone that is horrible. All the focus on those two individuals is actually giving more power and light. You're shining the light on something that you don't want. And what you focus on grows bigger. That is the law of attraction. It's like the law of gravity. You cannot believe it if you want, but it's still going to happen. And my easiest defense or explanation or example of law of attraction is you want to go buy a car. You think about that car, and if you go driving, I guarantee you'll suddenly see a lot of those cars. That's the law of attraction. What you focus on grows bigger, becomes more prevalent, you become more aware of it. So why would you want to focus on something that does not make you laugh? If you want to laugh, you turn your attention on things that are funny. Right. And if you're saying to me, but Dr. Marissa, there is nothing funny going on. I would challenge that. There's a lot of funny things going on. Um, Uh-oh. Oh dear. Whoever I see eyeballs, tell me how long that was so I can go click it out. I'm so sorry. I think I'm like talking and I accidentally, oh, I know what I did. I was trying to share my Instagram with you and it wasn't working and I accidentally clicked out. I'm so sorry. Well, call it adjustment. I'm not going to beat myself up. I've done 1,669 shows and I think I've messed up less than 12%. So that was a mess. But I'm so glad that I'm here with you, back with you. Let's see. All right. Laughter. Where did I leave off? I think I was pontificating on why laughter is not easy to do with if you are tuned into the news, if you are watching the news, if you are focused on something negative, it will grow bigger. Law of attraction. Then, yeah, you won't have anything to laugh about. But if you look for something to laugh about, go to my Instagram. That's what I was trying to show with the little girl. It's 2 years old, watching something on TV that wasn't even funny. And she's laughing. And I couldn't help but laugh with her. So if you, I'm not asking you to laugh at others that you are making fun of. I'm not asking you to laugh at the state of the nation, that there's very little to laugh at. But I am asking you to focus on things that will help you laugh. For me, it's kids and dogs. I will always find something to laugh about with kids and dogs. Also, I want to make the distinction between laughing by making fun of someone, laughing at jokes that do make fun of someone, laughing at the expense of someone else, laughing at someone versus laughing with someone. And it's not my best example to use because he did do horrible things. And I know that for a fact. Bill Cosby is who I'm referring to. He unfortunately made decisions and choices and was caught up in an era that disrespected women so badly. And he got the consequences of what he was doing. But I do want to balance one good thing he did that I absolutely wish that comics could and that's what I'm going to do is try to find funny things to talk about that are not putting other people down, that are not making fun of other races, that are not the humor, like I said, at the expense of someone else. That kind of humor is damaging. And unfortunately, even comics that I respect, John Cleese, the day and age of political correctness. Let's just put the moose on the table. There's a lot of comics that say can't be funny anymore because people are too sensitive, right? Can't make jokes about Jerry Seinfeld, the Indians, the dots, not the feathers. That Indian population can't make fun of any other kind of diverse people. And when I do diversity consulting, when I do valuing diversity, I ask people to show respect, not because of political correctness, but I say, if you want to connect better with other people, it might be good to find out what they find is disrespectful. And the extreme people go to at that is, oh, I have to go to everybody. What offends you? 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 And I can't possibly know what offends every single person. And that's true. And I'm not asking you, I'm not going to be able to give you a Bible of all the terms that you can't use or all the things that you can't joke about. But if you can find a way to make people laugh without putting people down, I think that's an art form. And I love a challenge. That's what I try to do with stand-up is, can I go back to the days where we could laugh without using all the FCC violation words that I can't use on the show, which is a good thing. F word, D word. I use D and H, but and I use shiitake. and y'all know what I mean by that, or fork, and y'all know what I mean by that. But it is true. The whole, Andrew Dice Clay, all of that, you're only funny because of how offensive you can be. Is it possible to be funny and not offensive? There's my question. There's the moose on the table question. So that is my little, talk on distinguishing between laughing with and laughing at when it comes to the art of laughter. That's it. Out of studio too long. Something for me to laugh at myself about. I will be at Small's Kitchen tonight if you would like to join me. If you're listening and watching from Toronto, that's where I'm reporting live. And I'm so glad that I get to still do the show with you all the way in the Great White North, the country of my birth. Tomorrow we have special guests as usual for Tuesday Talent. We actually have some medical scientists coming on. I'm very excited about that, to look at some patents and technology, because I bring you everything. And then Wednesday is Doctors in the House with Dr. Tiffany Tate and I, and Thursdays. Throwback Thursdays with something from the treasure chest of 1,396 shows that I've done. And then on Friday, it was Straight Talk with Ricky Rebel, and who is being inducted into the American Entertainment Hall of Fame. So lots of shows every weekday morning here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. Streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel. Subscribe here for free. Give me the finger. This one, not the other one. And thank you for joining in today. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. And now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.